It started with a burn, a star-shaped mark on Mechanic Lila Carter's wrist no doctor could explain. But when alien warships blacked out the sky and a cosmic queen demanded Earth surrender Lila realized the truth. She wasn't just human. She was the heir to a galaxy-conquering throne, and the only thing standing between us and annihilation. Now, with 72 hours to stop an interstellar war, Lila must confront her monstrous legacy, or watch her world turn to ash. But the darkest secret isn't in the stars, it's in her blood. What would you sacrifice to become more than human? Before we start, please, subscribe to the channel by clicking card button on top right corner and hit the notification bell so you can get daily stories at bedtime. Let's dive in the story. The morning sun hadn't yet pierced the smudged windows of Lila Carter's third-floor Chicago apartment when the world changed. She was elbow-deep in the guts of a rusty motorcycle engine, grease streaking her faded band t-shirt, when her phone buzzed violently off the workbench. "Lila, turn on the news!" Her best friend Mia's voice screeched through the speaker, sharp enough to make Lila wince. "What?" "I'm busy," Lila muttered, squinting at a stubborn bolt. The engine smelled like burnt toast and regret, just like every Tuesday. "Busy?" "The sky's literally falling. Look outside." Lila rolled her eyes, but stumbled to the fire escape, her boots crunching stray screws. The moment she yanked the window open, her breath caught. Above the jagged skyline, something massive blotted out the dawn. A ship, all jagged edges and shifting black metal, like a nightmare origami. Dozens more hovered in the distance, silent and still as gargoyles. What is that?" "Aliens." "Duh." Mia snapped through the phone. "They're over every city. Twitter's melting." "Oh," and a metallic screech drowned her out. Lila clapped her hands over her ears as the ship above Chicago pulsed. A deep, bone-shaking hum rippling through the air. Then light erupted from it, a hologram flickering to life above every building, street, and flickering phone screen. The figure was tall, her skin shimmering like oil on water, her crimson eyes glowing beneath a crown of spiraling obsidian. When she spoke, her voice was syrup and static, echoing through the streets. "People of Earth, I am Queen Vexa of the Kryn Empire. You have 72 hours to surrender a spouse or watch your world burn." The hologram vanished. For a heartbeat, the city held its breath, then chaos detonated. Car alarms howled. A man in the alley below screamed, "Spouse? What, like a wife?" While a woman on a nearby fire escape sobbed into her hands. Lila's knees buckled, her left wrist, marked by a star-shaped birthmark since she was a baby, suddenly burned, icy and electric, as if injected with liquid nitrogen. She hissed, clutching it. "Mia? My arm, what?" "Lila, you okay?" "Hello." But the pain swallowed Mia's voice. Lila staggered back inside, knocking over a coffee mug that shattered like a gunshot. Her vision blurred, flickering with fragments of memory. A silver room, a lullaby in a language that buzzed like static. A woman with Vex's eyes, whispering words that prickled Lila's spine. Asterisk, you are more than they know. Asterisk, no. She lunged for the sink, splashing water on her face. The birthmark glared back at her, now faintly glowing, edges tinged with blue. "This isn't happening. This is a stress rash. Or rabies. Definitely rabies." A fist pounded on her door. "Lila Carter. Open up. Federal emergency response." "Feds?" Mia yelped through the phone. "Lila, what did you do?" "I didn't do anything." She peered through the peephole. Two stone-faced agents in black suits stood in the hallway, fingers resting on their holsters. "Ms. Carter," one barked, "come with us." "Now." A hard pass. Lila backed away, phone trembling in her hand. "Mia, I need you to—" The door exploded inward. Lila ducked as splinters rained down, heart jackhammering. The agents marched in, their eyes cold as the void between stars. "You're coming to D.C., the taller one said, grabbing her arm where the birthmark smoldered. She yelped, pain lancing up her shoulder. "Let go. Why me? I'm nobody." The agent leaned close, his breath reeking of mint and menace. "Queen Vexa didn't ask for a president. She asked for you." As they drag her out, Lila's gaze snagged on the shattered mug on the floor. The words "world's best mechanic" grinned up at her, cracked in half. Somewhere, deep in her bones, the lullaby hummed again. This was just the beginning. The black SUV's tires screamed against the asphalt as it swerved through Chicago's panic streets. Lila's wrists chafed against the handcuffs, the metal biting into her glowing birthmark. "You're making a huge mistake," she shouted, kicking the back of the driver's seat. The agent beside her didn't flinch, his sunglasses reflecting the chaos outside. Oblivion exploding into flames, a crowd stampeding past overturned trash cans. "Save the dramatics," the agent growled. "You'll get your answers soon enough." "Answers? You blew up my door." Lila twisted to peer out the tinted window. The alien ships loomed closer now, their surfaces rippling like dark liquid. "Where are you taking me?" "Somewhere safe," the driver muttered, though his white-knuckled grip on the steering wheel said otherwise. "Safe? I was safe in my apartment." The SUV lurched into an underground tunnel, fluorescent lights flickering as they descended. Lila's stomach dropped. The bunker doors ahead groaned open, revealing a cavernous concrete hive buzzing with soldiers and blinking monitors. A screen on the wall flashed 72:00:00 in blood-red digits. They shoved her into a steel-walled room where a broad-shouldered man in a military uniform stood waiting. General Cole's buzz cut looked sharp enough to slice paper, and his glare pinned Lila to the spot. "Sit." "No thanks," she shot back, lifting her cuffed hands. "I'll stand. Also, what's with the kidnapping? I didn't even vote for this." Cole slammed a folder onto the table, photos spilling out. A blurry security still of a baby wrapped in a shimmering blanket, left on a fire station doorstep. Lila's breath hitched. "That's me. No records. No parents." Cole leaned in, his voice low and rough. That blanket wasn't cotton. Scanners showed molecular patterns. Alien. "Bullshit." Lila's laugh sounded shrill even to her. "I'm a mechanic. I pay taxes." "Sort of." Cole slid another photo forward, her birthmark enlarged with strange symbols circling it. "Queen Vexa didn't broadcast to the whole planet. She targeted you." "This mark? It's a beacon." Lila's bravado cracked. She sank into the chair, her cuffs clanking. "Why? What does she want? You tell us." Cole's finger jabbed at a grainy video on the monitor, a close-up of Vexa's hologram, her four eyes narrowing as she hissed, "Asterisk, the starborn heir will kneel." "Asterisk heir." Lila's birthmark flared, and she gasped, visions flooding her, a towering silver throne, a crown of swirling galaxies, a child's laughter echoing in a language that made her skull ache. "You're not human, Carter. You're a damn insurance policy." Cole tossed a badge onto the table. "Project Starfall. Our scientists built a weapon to blow those ships out of the sky, but needs a power source." His gaze dropped to her wrist. Something otherworldly. Lila shot to her feet, chair screeching. "You want to harvest me? We want to save billions." Cole roared, slamming his fist down. A coffee cup rattled off the table, shattering. "In 71 hours, those ships incinerate us. Your DNA could be the trigger to stop them." Or, he hesitated, jaw twitching. "Or you can play princess with that cosmic witch." The door burst open. A young soldier, face pale, blurted, "Sir, the Chicago ship, it's activating." The monitor flickered. "The countdown now reads 71:59:59. Lila's pulse thundered in her ears. "You're insane if you think I'm helping you dissect my arm." She bolted for the door, but the agents seized her. "You don't get it, kid," Cole said, pulling a syringe from his belt. The liquid inside glowed toxic green. "This isn't a choice." "Let me go," Lila thrashed, kicking an agent's shin. He cursed, grip loosening, bang. The room froze. Cole had fired a warning shot into the ceiling, dust raining down. Enough. Sedate her and prep the lab. Now, as the needle bit into her neck, Lila's vision blurred. The last thing she saw was her birthmark's glow seeping into the soldiers' terrified faces, and the shadow of Vex's ship spinning faster, hungry and waiting. Lila woke to the sterile stench of antiseptic and the cold bite of metal against her back. Her head throbbed where the sedative needle had pierced her skin, and her birthmark pulsed like a second heartbeat. The room was dim, save for the flickering red light of a security camera in the corner. She yanked at the restraints binding her to the examination table, the leather straps creaking. "Hey, let me out." A monitor across the room buzzed to life, static distorting Mia's face as she leaned close to her webcam. "Lila, thank God. I've been hacking their systems for hours. They've got you in some underground lab. Listen, your adoption records? Total garbage. The fire station story? Fake. I dug up encrypted files. Your birth parents, they're not human." "What?" Lila's voice cracked. She stared at her glowing wrist, the star's edges now threaded with faint, alien symbols. "That's impossible. I'm just me." "Your DNA's a hybrid," Mia said, fingers flying across her keyboard off-screen. "Human and something else. And that birthmark? It's not a birthmark. It's a key, Lila. Like literally. Scans show it's emitting some kind of energy signature. Same frequency as the alien ships." A door hissed open. Lila stiffened as a scientist in a hazmat suit entered, holding a scanner that beeped erratically near her wrist. "Fascinating," the man muttered, ignoring her glare. "The Kryn technology is symbiotic with her nervous system. If we extract it, Lila spat. "It's part of my arm, you creep." Mia's voice crackled through the monitor, louder now. "Lila, the weapon they're building, Project Starfall, it's not just for the ships. The schematics I found, it needs a living power source. They're going to use you to fuel it." The scientist flinched, his scanner slipping from his grip. "Who is that? How are you accessing this feed? Oops, did I forget to mention I hijacked your cameras?" Mia smirked, her neon green hair glowing in the monitor's light. "Also, your password's password 123. Real creative." The room's alarms blared as the scientists scrambled for the door. "Security breach." Shut down, the monitor went black. Lila strained against her restraints, panic rising. "Mia? Mia." A ventilation grate above her clattered open. Mia's hand thrust down, dangling a lockpick. "Need a hand, space princess?" "Mia." Lila grinned, grabbing the tool. "How'd you even tunnels dumpsters?" "A lot of coffee." Mia dropped into the room, her combat boots thudding on the floor. She flicked a glance at the restraints. "Hurry, they'll be here any second." The lockpick jiggled, and the straps sprang loose. Lila rubbed her raw wrists, the birthmarks glow casting eerie shadows on the walls. "What about Project Starfall? If they're planning to kill me and the aliens, then we wreck their plans and Vex's." Mia shoved a USB drive into a computer terminal, blueprints flashing on the screen. "Look, the weapon's designed to target anything with Kryn energy, including you. But if we overload it," she pointed to a schematic of the alien ships, their cores pulsing with the same blue as Lila's mark. "We turn their own guns against them." Footsteps pounded outside the door. Mia cursed, yanking Lila toward the vent. "Go, go, go." They crawled through the cramped duct, the metal vibrating as the ships above began to hum louder. Lila's breath came in shallow gasps. "Mia, what if I'm part them? What if I turn into some kind of monster?" Mia paused, glancing back. Her eyes softened. "You've eaten cereal straight from the box since we were 12. You're already a monster." Lila snorted, but her laugh died as they reached a grate overlooking a lab. Below, General Cole stood beside a massive machine, a twisted spire of wires and steel, its core glowing the same toxic green as the syringe. "Without the subject, we'll have to trigger Starfall manually," Cole barked at a technician. "Even if it takes out half the city." They're gonna fire it early. Mia whispered. We have to. A metallic shriek tore through the air. The entire bunker shuddered, dust raining from the ceiling. On the monitors lining the walls, Vex's hologram flickered, her voice booming through the vents. Asterisk, your defiance amuses me, little heir. Come home, or watch your world die screaming. Asterisk Lila's birthmark flared, and for a split second, her vision doubled. She saw the lab below, but overlaying it was a grand hall of liquid metal, Vex's throne waiting. The ship's hum became a chorus of whispers in her mind. You belong with us, Lila. Mia shook her shoulder. Stay with me. I'm here, Lila muttered, blinking the vision away. Her hands trembled, but she gripped the vent's edge. Let's fry their weapon. As they dropped into the shadows, a soldier spotted them. Sir, the girl's here. Cole turned, his smile chilling. Perfect. You've saved us the trouble of hunting you. Lila raised her glowing wrist, the air crackling around it. You first. Somewhere, deep in the machine's core, a spark ignited. The safe house was a crumbling bookstore's back room, its shelves sagging under dusty novels and the sour smell of old coffee. Mia hunched over her laptop, its screen casting a sickly blue glow on her face. Okay, the encrypted files are mostly decoded, she said, jabbing a finger at a string of symbols that matched the ones snaking around Lila's wrist. This isn't just a key, it's a family crest. Vex's family. Lila paced, her boots crunching shards of a snow globe she'd knocked over earlier. So I'm what? Alien royalty? More like alien spare. Mia zoomed in on a holographic record. A younger Vexa, her crown smaller, cradling a baby with glowing silver eyes. Looks like you were supposed to inherit her throne. But there was a coup. Your mom, Space Mom, stashed you here to keep you alive. Alive. Lila barked a laugh, kicking a chair. It clattered against a shelf, sending Jane Austen paperbacks avalanching to the floor. She dumped me on a fire station. What kind of parenting is that? Mia hesitated. The files mention a soul bond ritual. At 18, your powers were supposed to awaken. Guess Vexa found you first. Lila's birthmark flared, and she gripped her wrist, hissing. The room blurred, replaced by a memory, no, a vision. A younger Vexa, face unlined, singing the same lullaby that haunted Lila's dreams. Asterisk rise, starlight air. Claim your crown. Asterisk Lila. Hey, Mia snapped her fingers. You're doing the creepy, glowing eye thing again. She blinked, the vision dissolving. I saw her. Vexa. She was different. Not a monster. Just sad. Mia raised an eyebrow. You sympathizing with the lady who threatened to barbecue Earth? No. A crash upstairs cut her off. They froze as heavy footsteps thudded above. They're here, Mia whispered, slamming her laptop shut. Lila peered through the door's crack. Two soldiers swept flashlights across the bookstore, their rifles gleaming. Back exit. Bored D up last week. Mia shoved a fire extinguisher into Lila's arms. Distraction time? Distraction time. Lila hurled the extinguisher through a high window. It exploded in a cloud of white powder, and the soldiers spun, shouting. Go, go. They bolted upstairs, ducking behind toppled shelves. A soldier lunged, but Mia jabbed a taser into his side. He crumpled, twitching. Since when do you carry a taser? Lila panted. Since today. Mia grinned, dodging a grab from the second soldier. Lila swung a hardcover copy of Moby Dick at his head. Thwack! Classic, Mia said as he dropped. They burst into the alley, but a shadow loomed. Another SUV, its engine growling. Lila's breath hitched. Dead end. The passenger window rolled down. A wiry old woman with a silver buzz cut glared out. Get in, unless you want to die before dessert. Who the hell are you? Mia demanded. The woman's grin was all crooked teeth and danger. Dr. Eleanor Shaw. I worked on Project Starfall until I realized Cole's plan was idiotic. Now I'm your only chance at surviving the next hour. Move! They scrambled in as tires squealed behind them. Shaw floored it, the SUV lurching into traffic. Your little stunt at the lab fried Starfall's core, she said, tossing a file into Lila's lap. Photos of a glowing pendant spilled out, identical to the one under Lila's bed. Found that in your apartment. It's a Kryn relic. Power source, navigation tool, family heirloom, depends on the day. Lila pulled the pendant from her pocket. It hummed, warm against her palm. How do I use it? How should I know? Shaw swerved around a delivery truck. But whatever you did in the lab linked you to Vex's ships. Their energy signatures spiked when you were near. You're a walking antenna. Mia leaned forward. Can we hijack the ships? Kid, you're either a genius or a lunatic. Shaw's eyes met Lila's in the rearview mirror. Your birthmark's a control interface. Focus, and maybe you can turn those ships into scrap. Lila clenched the pendant. The world sharpened. Every engine roar, every flickering streetlight, the alien ships hum vibrating in her teeth. She closed her eyes. Asterisk the vision hit like a tsunami. A silver city stretched beneath her, its towers singing. Vexa stood at a balcony, younger, her hand resting on a child's shoulder, Lila's shoulder. Asterisk, one day, this will all be yours. Asterisk Lila. Mia shook her. The pendant, it's glowing. She opened her eyes. The pendant hovered above her palm, its engravings swirling like live wires. Outside, the nearest alien ship shuddered, its hull groaning. Shaw hooped. You're bending it, like a spoon in the Matrix. Lila's nose bled, her skull pounding. I can't. Hold it. The ship's surface cracked, a hairline fissure snaking up its side. Then, with a deafening boom, it exploded. The SUV swerved as debris rained down. Shaw cursed, fighting the wheel. Okay, maybe don't break the next one. Lila slumped, wiping blood from her lip. The pendant dropped, lifeless. It's not enough. I need training, or a manual, or something. Mia squeezed her shoulder. We'll find it. But first, a shadow passed overhead. Vex's hologram materialized in the street ahead, her voice slicing through the chaos. Asterisk, enough games, child. Come to me, or I'll peel your friend's mind apart to find you. Asterisk, the hologram's hand thrust toward Mia, who gasped, clawing at her temples. Make it stop. Make it no. Lila lunged, but Mia went rigid, her eyes rolling back. Vex's laugh echoed. Asterisk, tick-tock air. Asterisk, the hologram vanished. Mia collapsed, trembling. As she was in my head, like spiders crawling, Shaw muttered a string of curses. You've got one play left, kid. Go to her, and take that damn pendant with you. Lila stared at the relic, its edges still shimmering. Somewhere, deep in the hum, the lullaby played again. Time to meet Mom. The alien ship's interior wasn't metal. It was alive. Walls pulsed like veins, the air thick with a sweet, rotting smell that made Lila's stomach churn. Queen Vex's hologram flickered ahead, her four eyes narrowing as she led Lila down a corridor that shifted with every step. You've inherited your mother's stubbornness, Vexa purred, her voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere. But also her potential. You're not my mother, Lila snapped, her fingers brushing the pendant hidden in her jacket pocket. It vibrated, warm and insistent. No. Vex's image solidified into flesh, her clawed hand seizing Lila's wrist. The birthmark blazed, and suddenly Lila saw, memories not her own, a younger Vexa, weeping over crib, a knife in the dark, a baby smuggled onto a escape pod. I spared you, Vexa hissed. Your human guardians were supposed to protect you, not let you rot in obscurity. Lila yanked free, backing into a wall that squished like gelatin. You don't get to play victim. You threaten my planet. A test. Vexa waved her hand, and the ceiling dissolved into a star map. Earth glowed red, surrounded by pulsing Kryn warships, to see if you were worthy. And here you are, alive, defiant, perfect. A low rumble shook the floor. Mia's voice crackled in Lila's hidden earpiece. Lila, the weapon's charging. You've got 10 minutes before it fries the ships, and you. Vex's head snapped toward Lila. You brought a stowaway? Oops, Mia muttered. The queen snarled, slashing her claws through the air. The earpiece exploded in a shower of sparks, slicing Lila's cheek. Pathetic tricks. You think I don't know of Project Starfall? Let them fire it. My ships will shield me, but Earth. She smirked. Poetic, isn't it? Your protectors will kill their own world. Lila's blood dripped onto the pulsating floor. What do you want from me? What you owe, Vexa said, steering her into a cavernous chamber. A throne of twisted black crystal dominated the room, its surface writhing with trapped faces, human, Kryn, species Lila couldn't name. Seat, let the throne bind our blood. Together, we'll crush the rebels who stole your birthright and spare your precious Earth. Lila's birthmark throbbed in time with the throne's glow. And if I say no, Vexa sighed, as if explaining math to a toddler. Then I peel the flesh from your friend's bones. Starting with her eyes. The wall behind them shimmered, revealing a cell. Mia stood inside, hands pressed against a force field, her neon hair frazzled. Don't do it, Lila. She's lying. Silence. Vexa flicked her wrist, and Mia gasped, collapsing as invisible currents racked her body. Stop. Lila lunged, but the queen's claws gripped her throat, lifting her off the ground. Choose air. Rule with me, or watch her die. Mia's scream tore through the chamber. Lila's vision blurred, with rage, with fear, with the pendant's heat searing her chest. Okay, I'll do it. Vexa dropped her, smiling. Wise child. The throne's tendrils snaked around Lila as she sat, cold and slimy. Vexa placed a hand over her birthmark. Now we become more. Agony erupted. Lila's back arched as alien energy flooded her veins, her screams merging with Mia's. The chamber walls writhed, projecting scenes of destruction. Cities burning, ships exploding, General Cole shouting orders as Starfall's countdown hit 00:0, 1:00. But beneath the pain, the pendant hummed louder. Lila's fading thoughts grasped at it. Asterisk a key, a weapon, a way out. Asterisk with the last of her strength, she ripped the pendant from her pocket and slammed it into the throne's core. Vex's triumph turned to horror. What have you done? The throne cracked, light spewing from its fissures. The tendrils recoiled, and Lila stumbled free, her birthmark now a constellation of light across her skin. Something human, she rasped. Mia's force field flickered. Lila dove, grabbing her friend's hand as the ship shuddered. Run! They sprinted through disintegrating halls, Vex's roar shaking the air. You'll burn with them. The throne room exploded, the blast hurling them into a hangar. A small escape pod stood open, as if waiting. Mia shoved Lila inside. Drive. It's alien tech. Pretend it's a motorcycle. Lila slapped the controls. The pod rocketed into the sky just as the ship imploded, sucking half the fleet into a black hole of light. Below, Project Starfall's beam lanced upward, vaporizing the remaining ships in a blaze of green fire. Mia hooped, pounding the dashboard. You did it. You, Lila. Lila stared at her reflection in the pod's glass. Her eyes glowed violet, the birthmark's light now weaving under her skin like liquid starlight. Somewhere, in the wreckage, Vex's voice whispered in her mind. Asterisk, this isn't over. Asterisk, but for now, Earth's sky was clear. The escape pod slammed into the Hudson River with a screech of buckling metal, water spraying through cracked viewports. Mia kicked the door open, dragging Lila onto a debris-strewn dock. You alive? Barely, Lila coughed, her violet-tinged vision sharpening on the Manhattan skyline, or what was left of it. The alien wreckage smoldered, mixing with the smoke of human fires. Sirens wailed in the distance, but the streets were eerily still. Mia eyed Lila's glowing veins. You're, sparklier than usual. Gee, thanks. Lila flexed her hand, and a shimmering ripple tore a street sign clean off its post. Oops. A familiar growl cut through the fog. Stand down, Carter. General Cole emerged from the smoke, soldiers fanning out behind him. His uniform was singed, one eye swollen shut, but his gun stayed steady. That weapon should have killed you. You're welcome, Mia snapped, stepping between them. We just saved your ass. Save? Cole's laugh was bitter. The president's dead. Half the grid's gone. And you? He jabbed the gun at Lila's chest. You're not human. Not anymore. Lila's birthmark flared, her voice echoing unnaturally. I didn't ask for this. Doesn't matter. Cole's finger hovered over the trigger. You're a threat, and threats get eliminated. The soldiers raised their rifles. Mia grabbed a chunk of twisted metal, hefting it like a bat. Back off, Rambo! Lila closed her eyes, the world dissolving into heat signatures and heartbeats. She could feel the soldiers' fear, Cole's rage, Mia's adrenaline, a symphony of pulses. When she spoke, the ground trembled. Leave. Now, Cole sneered. Or what? The pendant around Lila's neck ignited, and a shockwave hurled the soldiers backward. Cole crashed into a taxi, its alarm blaring. Last chance, Lila said, floating an inch above the pavement, her hair crackling with starlight. Mia gaped. Since when can you fly? Dunno. Cool, right? Cole staggered up, blood trickling from his ear. You're a monster. Maybe. Lila landed softly, the glow fading. But I'm a monster who just saved you. Now fix your mess. She turned, nodding to Mia. Let's go. They'd barely taken 3 steps when a tremor rocked the street. The rubble behind them shifted, then exploded upward. Vexa rose from the wreckage, her body half skeletal, half flesh, eyes burning with pure venom. Foolish child, she rasped, her voice scraping like broken glass. You think light can kill a shadow? Mia backpedaled. How is she still? The throne, Lila whispered, dread coiling in her gut. We only broke her body. Vexa's remaining hand contorted, and the pendant tore free from Lila's neck, hovering in the air. This belongs to me. Lila lunged, but Vexa flicked her wrist, sending Mia flying into a storefront. Glass shattered. Mia, worry about yourself, Vexa crooned. The pendant dissolved, its energy funneling into her decaying form. Muscle and sinew regrew, her crown reforming jagged and dark. You'll beg for death before I'm done. Lila's fists clenched. I beat you once. With my power. Vexa's laugh echoed through the ruins. You're a candle. I am the storm. A telekinetic grip seized Lila, lifting her skyward. She thrashed, her glow flickering against Vexa's encroaching darkness. Below, Mia stirred in the rubble, blood matting her hair. Lila, she groaned. Vexa tightened her grip. Lila's ribs creaked. Let's see how bright you burn. A gunshot rang out. Vexa staggered, a smoking hole in her chest. Cole stood, pistol raised, his face a mask of grim triumph. Eat lead, witch. The queen glanced at the wound, unimpressed. Cute. She flicked her fingers, and Cole's gun melted, liquid metal searing his hands. He screamed, collapsing, but the distraction was enough. Lila focused, drawing on every flicker of anger, hope, fear, asterisk humanity asterisk, and unleashed it. Light erupted from her, scalding and raw. Vexa shrieked, her newfound flesh vaporizing. You can't destroy me. I am eternal. Yeah. Lila grabbed the queen's disintegrating skull, her own skin blistering. But I'm annoying. The blast lit up the city. When the glare faded, Vexa was gone. Lila dropped to her knees, her glow guttering out. Mia limped over, clutching her side. You okay? Never better, Lila croaked. Her hands were charred, her veins dull, but alive. Cole groaned nearby, cradling his ruined hands. This isn't over. Yeah. Mia helped Lila stand. Let's get tacos. They vanished into the smoke, unaware of the shadow pooling in the crater behind them, a wisp of darkness whispering. The safe house was a cramped Brooklyn loft, its windows boarded up and walls plastered with Mia's maps of the alien wreckage zones. Lila stared at her reflection in a microwave door, her eyes still faintly violet, the star-shaped birthmark, now a sprawling constellation of silver scars. "You've been quiet," Mia said, tossing her a bag of stale chips. And not in the cool, mysterious way. More like, "I'm hiding a body quiet." Lila caught the bag, her fingers leaving smudges of glowing residue on the foil. "Just tired." "Bull. You jump a mile when that toaster popped." Mia leaned forward, her green hair catching the dim light. "It's her, isn't it?" Vex is still in there. A coffee mug slipped from Lila's grip, shattering. "Quiet, insect," hissed a voice in her mind, sharp, familiar. Lila winced. "She's echoing, like a song stuck in my head." Mia paled. "Can she hear me?" Asterisk. Tell the worm I'll feast on her spine. Asterisk. She says hi. Lila muttered, scrubbing her face. "It's getting louder." "Last night, I woke up reciting Kryn war poetry." In Kryn. Mia grabbed her laptop, typing furiously. "Okay, new plan. We find a way to exorcise Space Satan from your brain. Maybe a supercharged EMP. Or, no," Lila stood, her chair screeching. "What if she's the only reason I survived the throne explosion? What if deleting her deletes me?" The room chilled. "Mia esse bravado faltered." "We'll figure it out. We always do." "Lies," Vexa whispered. Asterisk. "They'll cage you. Dissect you. I've seen their kind." Asterisk. Lila's vision blurred. A flash of men in black suits outside the loft. "We need to leave. Now." They burst onto the fire escape as doors slammed downstairs. "This way," Mia hissed, scaling the ladder to the roof. Rain slashed sideways, soaking them instantly. Across the rooftop, a figure waited, Dr. Shaw, her silver buzz cut glinting under a streetlight. "Took you long enough," she shouted over the storm. "You again," Mia yelled. "What? You got a GPS on us." Shaw ignored her, thrusting a device at Lila. It was a twisted blend of Kryn crystal and human wiring. "Stole this from Cole's new lab. It's a neural scrubber. Purges foreign consciousness." Asterisk. "Destroy it." Asterisk. Vexa roared. Lila's hand trembled. "Will it work?" Shaw shrugged. 50-50. Might turn you into a vegetable. Charming, Mia snapped. "Any non-murder options?" Lightning split the sky. The birthmark on Lila's wrist ignited, and suddenly she wasn't on the roof. She stood in a starless void, Vex's spectral form circling her. Asterisk. "Pathetic. You cling to a world that fears you." Asterisk. "And you cling to me," Lila shot back. "Must be lonely in here." Vex's snarl twisted the void. Asterisk. "I offered you galaxies." Asterisk. "I don't want galaxies. I want my life." Asterisk. "Then take it." Asterisk. Vexa lunged, her essence merging with Lila's, memories flooding in. A Kryn childhood, stolen. A mother's betrayal. Centuries of conquest, empty and cold. Lila gasped, staggering on the rooftop. Mia caught her. "Whoa, you just phased out for a minute." "She's scared." Lila breathed, rain mixing with tears. "All that power, and she's terrified of being forgotten." Shaw's device beeped. "Tick-tock, kid. Cole's drones are inbound." Lila stared at the scrubber, then dropped it over the roof's edge. "No asterisco full." Asterisk. Vexa seethed. "You're not her," Mia said quietly. "You know that, right?" Lila smiled, a flicker of violet in her eyes. "No, I'm better." She raised her hand, and the storm stilled. Raindrops hung frozen, glowing like constellations. With a thought, she wove them into a portal, a swirling vortex of starlight. On the other side, a fractured Kryn throne, waiting. Mia gaped. Since when can you do that?" "Since I stopped fighting her." Lila stepped toward the portal, her scars blazing. "Vexa's right about one thing. I'm more than human. Time to be more than Kryn, too." Asterisk. "This is madness." Asterisk. Vexa screamed. "Nah," Lila whispered. "It's an upgrade." Mia grabbed her arm. "You're not going alone." "Yes, I am." Lila pulled her into a hug. "Keep Earth safe. I'll be back." The portal swallowed her, leaving only a stardust afterimage. Mia turned to Shaw. Did you know she could do that? The doctor lit a cigarette, her grin sharp. I had a hunch. Far above, unseen, Lila soared through the cosmic storm. Vex's voice now a grudging whisper. Asterisk, you will fail. Asterisk, maybe, Lila said, diving toward the throne. But I'll look awesome doing it. Somewhere, in the void between stars, a queen's laugh echoed. And for the first time, it held a flicker of hope. The end, for now. Here is the story ends. If you enjoyed and want to watch more thrilling sci-fi adventures, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Dive into epic battles, explore distant galaxies, and join brave heroes as they fight for survival against impossible odds. Let us know in comments if you want next chapters to publish soon. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and become part of the journey. Together, we'll keep the last light burning. Subscribe now and let the adventure continue.